my name is David Lewis, and we're now underneath the St. John's Bridge in Portland and looking out over the dock area and this industrial area down here. And there has been a lot of industry here for the last 150 years. And so this whole area is a big Superfund site where they're trying to clean up over the last 150 years of industry here that have left remains in the ground. It looks like the city with this park here is trying to make it look at least healthier, but it's likely that underneath all this, there's huge pollution sites. It goes all the way up. Eugene has effluent, Salem, the Tualatin River has a lot coming down, agricultural pollutants, pesticides, herbicides, all that stuff comes down. Oregon City has a lot of industry there with the mills. That all comes down, so eventually it all ends up here. So you're getting the very tail end of all that stuff. And so it's at this point to about Kelly Point, it's going to be the worst. Well, I think people in the community need to have more interest in the river, the health of the river, and to focus on developing ways of a more sustainable lifestyle that doesn't pollute the environment around them. People need to wear their footprint. What is their, how much energy they use, how much of that energy gets wasted, put in the trash or down the drain, and how much of that ends up in the river. And so if we can develop ways of eliminating that, not just here, but all up and down the river, whole river basin, harness the funds from the federal government for Superfund projects to clean up this site. There's 150 years of industrial waste here that has really affected the whole environment. And the tribe, our interest is we've been here forever. We had a healthy place, healthy environment here before. We're going to be here for a long time. We want to have a positive influence on this environment. And so we are heavily involved in that. The United States benefited quite a bit by having this basin all the way down to Oregon City to being sort of a breadbasket or the starting point of the American civilization here. And so if it wasn't for the falls and this place the way it was with all the fish resources and all the environmental resources here, we may not have had the same sort of colonization here that we had. So there's a lot to be said about the United States generally being responsible for all the industrialization here, because a lot of industrialization is subsidized by the government. Also, back in World War II, we had Kaiser shipyards here, so we helped. We improved the environment back then with the Kaiser shipyards in order to partially help with the World War II effort against the Japanese, with the ships being built here. So there's that too. So there isn't any other agencies that have the reach the United States government has to direct the money to the right sources. And when people say that we don't have the money anymore, or the money's not being allocated to the projects, I guess I say is, the money comes originally from you, from the people. And so if you were to all stand up and say, hey, I want our politicians to go to Washington, D.C. and tell Washington, D.C. we want our money to be spent on this, I think that if we were to instill more of a philosophy of environmentalism, I think each one of us has to make a decision that what we're doing right now is not enough, and we need to do more. And you really need to step up right now, because if not now, then when?